And I can just tell, like, when he talks to Aiden, he doesn't look at Aiden. He looks past Aiden. And he lets these other kids whisper and point behind his back. So...
One of those.
Yeah. And I can just tell, like, and I could definitely... His son was there, and he was one of the first ones to point at Aiden, whisper to another kid, and start laughing.
Are you sure those aren't the kids that might have called you?
No, I called the number. I did star 67 and called the numbers while I was there.
Okay.
Come on now. I'm smarter than the average moron.
Well, I had a basketball coach when I was younger. He was like a day drunk. So that was always fun. We were like the worst team in the Y.
Yeah, but this league is like, I understand you want to win, but at the same time,
have respect for your fellow man.
He's one of those coaches that I know Aiden's probably this year will probably only get 1 quarter of play time each game, which is the requirement. But I don't know.
I'm sorry. I have to.
Anybody in the audience who's got a birthday today?
Yes! Zia does.
So, are we going to start singing Zia happy birthday before we start the game?
I let the Beatles do it.
You do it, I kill you.
Nobody does it better than the Beatles.
Sounds like a
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Oh, she's muted.
Happy birthday, dear
She deafened herself, the hoe.
I don't play D&D.
Happy birthday to you.
We ain't gonna be playing D&D if we keep this up.
My wife says happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Tell
Zia.
your wife I say thank you.
So
She says thank you.
Is this your 24th or 25th birthday then?
No, it's 24th.
Okay.
I just 24.
I gotta make
Just turned
sure.
24.
Just make
But
sure
now she has a mic and doesn't sound like she's in a box.
Now we only need to fix CJ.
What are you talking about? I got a brand new bike.
Oh, honey.
This is not a headset.
Try to get in a better microphone.
No. That is a better microphone.
Way better.
It is the upgrade.
That is the upgrade, yeah.
I'm talking about CJ, not Kaiza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to make an order of 1 McWhopper.
Yeah. I think it's because I'm out here in the living room and there's not a lot of anything to cover the echo, so it just...
I'm also in the living room, but there is no echo.
But you're an echo.
Oh, shut it. But no, CJ, look at Blue Yeti mics. That's what I use. It doesn't have an echo to it.
Alright. Guys, my wife's gonna make me chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggies.
Hold on a sec. Where am I there? First.
Yes.
Oh my god.
You did.
Me and Christy have the exact same microphone. She's coming through just fine.
Yep. Honestly, CJ, I think they're giving you a hard time because I hear you just fine. Hi, Mittens.
God.
Leave the Percival alone.
This one wasn't made for this. But I'm gonna.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mark.
Why?
Hello,
why
everybody.
is it
My name
not-
is Markiplier.
Why is it not groovy working?
Because it's not groovy. It doesn't like to work right.
Watch this, alright guys, chicken nuggers.
Yeah, that's how that should work.
Well, now I hear it.
Oh, and by the way, when we sang Happy Birthday, it was caught on stream, so she can relive the moment.
Good thing I don't ever listen to recordings.
Yes, you do. You listen to YouTube videos. Those are technically recordings.
Is this any different?
No.
It's just quiet.
For the chicken nugget.
Yeah, it's just a quiet video. Oh well. So where did
Is this
we
a-
leave off at?
Yeah. Okay, yes, let's get into it after some time. Copy. An error occurred. Huh. It was literally just working. Oh, that's like one big extended. That's not.
Story time with tomfoolery.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, just no. That video was just really quiet. I had to turn it up to 200% to hear chicken nuggets.
Who had big nuts. His nutsack was so big that it would drag on the ground every
What the hell are you listening to?
Dee had a friend named Sarah who loved
These big nuts? Wow.
Sarah would go around the town trying to put everyone's nuts in her mouth. Sarah loved how big Dee's nuts were.
Oh my god. What is this mess?
It's a child's
How long
storybook.
is this? Jesus.
I'm crying!
Sometimes her mum would join. They would take turns holding Dee's nuts at night. Sometimes Sarah would even try to put both of his nuts in her mouth at once. Her face would turn red, and then
Oh my god.
nuts would come flying out. One day, someone ran up to his nuts and started poking them. Jerk off my nuts, he said. Although Sarah loved Dee's nuts, she would sometimes kick them.
Are we gonna play D&D?
And so
I don't know. I'm waiting
Yeah.
on him.
God. Fucking.
I'm trying to get these nuts together.
Oh man, I'm fucking crying.
Alright. Play the old town music here. You can adjust it to what is comfortable for you.
Yeah, it's on 1. Because my fucking headphones are very fucking loud. fuck. Also, 2 more days until the winter sale. Woo!
Woo! All right. I guess let's jump in here. Let me make sure we're all back to the, I think where we are now. Yep, is the combat map. So, last time, you guys got a Dear John letter from Irithos, who has moved on. Our new Dragonborn friend, Kithend, was introduced by Jesse.
And James.
Thereafter, you spoke to an elderly gentleman who very unwisely let you look at a map before he let you acquire it. However, you still followed his word and went up here and took care of some unruly dwarves. During which time we had a very large wolf take out one of the entire structures, never to be used again.
And nearly squished Vitani by doing so.
Nearly squished Vitani.
I have no regrets.
Gex was gathering up the heads, and I believe we'll have you pick that up in a second. But you also went and searched the already completely renovated home, and found a number of notes, a couple of maps, a few pieces of orders that looked pretty official, and the black flag, of course, that was hanging above. I assume you guys would have pulled that flag down.
That's what I used to wrap the heads in.
Yes, that's right. I remember. So the flag was pulled down, and then the heads get wrapped up in that flag. But the home is perfectly serviceable. It looks like it has a number of bunk beds, like 8 bunk beds, just tucked. 4 bunk beds, so 8 beds total, tucked into one side. There's also what seems to be a pair of kind of longish tables. So it looks like they sit about 8 people each. And in the center of the kind of building is this kitchen with a like an island behind it. And in one corner is where the desk was placed, and then in the opposite corner was just an empty chest. It didn't have anything stored in it, but it looks like it's supposed to hold a pretty good amount of something. It's a pretty big chest, but it's empty. After collecting the notes and collecting the heads, we left off right there as you guys are about to continue your journey back up to Luxon, I believe is our current destination. Before we get underway, let me just move us up a little bit more because we'd be here now. Is there anything anyone wanted to do before we get back on the road?
Oh yeah! Before we go, is my voice not on?
Yes.
Right, good. But, hey, Vitani! Can you do something about these? I shoved the heads in their face. Well, and your knees?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you do something about these? Make them last longer? Do some like weird holy shit?
Yes, but not today.
Not you have any like pickle juice?
No, I can cast a spell, but I don't have the spell prepared.
All right. They'll be here in what was it? Kenton's bag on his horse.
Okay.
All right, just don't forget. I need these heads preserved. Otherwise, we get some pickle jars.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
I don't think they're gonna fit in pickle jars, but
well, fuck. You ever seen you tall fucks pickle jars? They get big. You tall fucks in your pickles, I swear. Let's go!
Even then, I don't think they'll...
Well, like, the dwarf heads.
Oh, give me 1
Yeah.
second.
Yes, but this is what a pickle jar looks like, and she pulls out a normal empty jar.
That's fucking huge. What are you talking about?
And I put it beside of the dwarf heads. See the issue?
Well, we can dry it out.
Then they will be unrecognizable, and we want to make sure they're recognizable.
Alright. Just don't forget tomorrow.
I won't.
Why do we need the heads?
For the bounty.
Bounty or warning?
Bounty.
Probably both.
Just break that wooden chit and we didn't get our map?
See, it holds up the map. I already got it.
Oh,
This is for when we get to a major city, we can kind of...
Cool.
I hold up the heads. Hey, these things are gonna fetch us a nice price. You know, when an enemy kingdom invades, you know, these fetch will probably get a bounty.
6.
Okay. I will take your word, I think.
Fucking tall fucks love heads.
Wouldn't it be easier just to take the ears?
No, maybe for goblins. But for dwarves, you need the whole head.
Right.
And I put the heads back in the saddlebag after wrapping it up in the flag.
Alright, so you have 2 dwarven warrior heads. You also, like I said, you also have the flag and then all of the notes. We'll just say dwarf notes.
Could shrink the heads. Takes a while though.
Yeah, let the tiny do some holy shit.
Again, I'll be able to do it tomorrow.
Alright. Anything else?
No.
Alright, so by horse-drawn transport, we are about a little over 3 days out from our next stop, which is Green Ridge. Go ahead, I'm gonna say, let's have Zia do it since it's her birthday. Roll me a D12.
Yeah. Get it. Oh, it's for me?
Yeah.
Yes, you woman.
It's for the birthday girl, of course.
For the birthday girl.
12.
Rolls a 12. Thank you. You guys, ridiculous. Who did this?
Zia.
It's funny.
Yeah, that's real mature, guys.
Alright, let me measure that out. Phase 1 and 2. Whoops, what I looked for. That's okay. A go without issue. 12 was a great response. Those are going to be a great roll. The weather is very clear, very sunny, mild breeze all day. You haven't seen anyone else on the road, which is a little weird, considering this is a main trade route, especially whenever you cross the Y. I need one more D12. I'm going to get that from Primus.
Natural 20.
Alright, 7. 7. Interesting.
Yeah, not too bad, not too good. So hopefully you don't get fuck us too much.
Alright, so you guys make half a day, and you're starting to come up on the plains where there's a pretty big but gradual lift, and there will be a kind of a depression, and Green Ridge sits kind of into I want to say this corner. It's still plains land, but it sits in this kind of a divot, and there's like a lift, and it sits on that lift, so there's a natural kind of water runoff situation for it, so that it's not at risk for flooding, but it actually sits a little bit more down into the plains lands to be out of sight from any kind of general direction that's not following that road. You guys are on the steady approach up when you see a wagon kind of coming down the opposite direction. It's pulled by a 2-horse. There's someone driving it, and then there's another person sitting on the other side. So there's 2 people on the actual hitch, and one of the looks like gentleman puts his hand up and just kind of waves, and begins to, you can see he's starting to slow his carriage. The carriage behind him has the look of a merchant's carriage, a traveling merchant's carriage. As you guys get, kind of close to passing each other, he's like, you can see he's bringing the wagon to the caravan to a full stop. And it's kind of like you guys are maybe, I want to say, just a few, I'd say 50 feet off. You'll be on top of them pretty soon.
So this carriage, anything out of the anything different about it? Is the approaching too fast, too slow?
No, they seem like they said, traveling merchants. There isn't anything off. Like, there's no bushes or trees kind of in the general area to be like an ambush. It's pretty much grassland, meadowland. So I mean, it's tall weeds, but it's not like you don't see anything shifty or shady, any kind of splotches in the meadows or anything.
Okay.
Oh,
DJ. I need to interrupt real quick. Zia, are you here? Zia.
You're muted.
Crazy woman.
What?
Alright, hang on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Zia. Happy birthday to you.
I'm clapping. Encore!
Thanks, child.
He ran after he did it.
Also, can we have said that those heads are gentle repose or whatever the word is?
Yeah, we can assume that as you guys are traveling, that
I don't
as
believe
Hitomi
anything is gentle with Gex.
It is a second level spell, right?
It's a ritual, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can as long as you have it prepared, you can cast it for free.
Yeah.
And it lasts like 10 days, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you haven't even had to worry about it for the last few days.
All right. So anyway, this I don't know. Like, I'm stupid. I don't know if Gex would know what anything to do with these merchants. He'd probably just be wary and put his hand on his boomerang.
Okay. As we pull up, there's two humans. They're both men. One of them is a little bit more pudgy. The other is kind of just like a slender kind of guy. As you approach approach to pass the caravan, or if you slow down, that's completely up to you guys. He does seem to be hailing you, and as you guys get close, he'll just say, "Oh, excuse me, good day."
What do you want, tall fuck?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anyone.
You offended someone?
That's just how he is.
Yes, he's always like this.
I understand. Okay. Since we happen to be crossing paths, I was curious if you might be in need of anything.
We didn't need anything?
What's your wares?
Oh, various baubles, various trinkets. We collect things, oddities from several places.
Any slaves?
No.
Say that again?
What kind of oddities?
You have several slaves. We don't deal in slaves, sadly. You'd have to travel south of the mountains for that, and I'm afraid you might be. Yes, so no slaves today, but I have a few things. Nothing I is a little cleared out from the last town, but let me show you. And he kind of like hops off of his seat, and the follower man just kind of slides over and takes the reins and just sits quietly. And it seems like generally aloof, like he's not an engaging person. He's just kind of there. The pudgy man kind of makes his way back to the back and gets into the carriage, and then opens up like the two doors on the little window on the side, and folds out almost like a countertop, and then puts a few things up on the counter. There is a couple of keys, just keys, random keys. There is a trio of bottles. One appears to be what everyone here would recognize as oil, like flask oil, if you will. The other bottle has this strange, I want to say this kind of watered down wine color to it. And the last bottle strangely glows a hot pink. There's a few other trinkets, bracelet, anklet, and a few rings. And then he has, like, in the back, you can see just like random shit, rope. There's a couple of iron rations, a few like pieces of wares that you might see in a general store, but they're far more limited. It looks like he just has a random supply for someone who might need something out of left field.
How many oils does he have?
Whenever you point to the flask of oil,
Yeah.
he pulls up. He has 2 more, so he has a total of 3 of those.
I'll buy all 3.
All right, so you have. Oh, that's right. You use 5 of them, right? So 3 flasks of oil. Do you?
3. Hold on, I need to find where all my oil's at. Right, so that brings me up to 18.
Yep. Need to have all that on deck right now.
How much was it?
What is it?
15.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the oil is 2 silver a bottle.
Alright, so 6 silver total.
Yes.
And I show him the rune on my rapier. You got any of these? As I try to shove it up to the counter. I'm reaching.
And you see he's kind of leaning over his counter, trying to look at it. And he eventually asks if he can just make motions to take the sword from you.
Yeah, come on, just grab it by the. There you go.
He picks it up and sets it on the counter, and he goes and gets one of those spy glasses, and he's looking down at the rune. It's a very good item. I'm afraid I don't carry any of this, but where you're headed, there are plenty of traveling merchants who just might.
Ah, perfect.
And he takes it and he slides it back down to you carefully.
Yeah. Thank you. You want to buy something cool?
Perhaps.
I throw this bad boy on the counter. A jeweled copper boomerang.
Oh. Okay.
Look at this. Only the fanciest boomerangs that I make. It's got the Gex approval. And guarantee.
Okay. Because he knows, he's able to discern the value of the gem. Make
Dexterity saving throw because he threw the boomerang.
make a persuasion check.
Alright. I got on here that the jewel we use is 300 gold.
Yep, it's a $300, I think, an amethyst.
Oh man, shit. My dice didn't even roll at all, it just slid.
So he's not necessarily impressed by the metal it's embedded in. It's a copper, He is impressed with the gem, because it has value. He'll offer you 250 gold for it.
Ah, I'll take it, sucker. I mean, sure.
So, he hands you the 250 gold. And then puts the boomerang onto the table.
I would have taken 100 gold, idiot.
I don't remember. Do you know numbers?
No.
Batani leans over and whispers. You do realize that gem is about 300 gold, right?
Yeah, but that finding a buyer that wants to pay full value, too much work. Rather all float on this sucker. I mean, this gentleman.
He does kind of giggle at the sucker comment.
He's an interesting person to travel with.
I'm still dressed in my noble's clothes, right?
I think so.
Yeah. What was that, Primus? You say something there, bud?
He said you're short.
We are ready to
Short of what?
continue.
I don't know.
Well, if we're short on something, I'll buy it. Alright. Oh, I got all these minor citrines too.
Oh yeah, those little ones, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna use them later.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, yeah, that's in our chest, so I'm good. I just made a ton of money. What about those potions or weird drinks? Is that alcohol?
The pink one and the watery, winey red one.
Oh well, the this one, and he kind of slides the wine colored red one forward. This one, I'm told, is a healing potion of sorts. And this one, and he slides forward the pink one. I'm told it helps you enamor people.
What? So wait, so let me get this straight. This one is maybe a health potion, and this one makes you carry people?
Oh, enamor means to become infatuated with.
Love
Love
potion.
potion.
So you buy the potion, you drink the potion, and you fall in love with something you see.
That sounds useless!
Or you can give it to somebody to drink when you're doing a drinking contest. Have them fall in love with you and have them give you all their gold.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Wait, why would you do that?
Do what?
Do you have anything actually useful?
Maybe healing potion of sorts might be better.
But I want a discount. If that's maybe a healing potion, I want a discount.
Okay, make another persuasion check. He wants 60 for it right now.
I'm going to help.
That's one.
Okay. Because you were talking through it, I'll just let him reroll.
I'm helping. I'm giving the big Puss in Boots eyes.
There we go. 20.
All right. He thinks a moment, and he puts both of them forward and sets them down lightly. He says, normally I would ask for a total of 110, but I'll give you both for 80.
Alright, I got a counter offer. Let me see, where's it at?
You're going to give him 200?
No, I'm not gonna give him 200. Are you crazy? I'll trade you this golden sword hilt.
Make it 3.
Golden sword hilt. I can't remember how much that was worth.
100.
It was worth 100.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. He'll trade it.
Fucking idiot.
Oh my god. So
I'm glad this is a traveling merchant. Otherwise, there might be some unforeseen complications with his attitude.
He actually seems quite impressed with the sword hilt. Being that you were, being a rune knight, you have smithing experience, and being the fact that you had dwarves to help you craft it, it's a very fine dwarven make. So it's actually worth more than you thought.
Like I said, fucking idiot. So I got a healing potion and a potion of charm person. I'm guessing.
So do you guys have anyone who can identify shit?
No, I thought about getting that next level 6 whatever. Is just taking some feats for to get identify.
I think I can eventually.
We're not high enough, I think.
Identify is a first level wizard spell, guys.
I don't know.
None of us are wizards.
Damn it.
Monk.
Okay, so
we could pay somebody.
I forgot, you had to have your items identified by the wizard, so you have to get a wizard in the town to actually identify what they actually are.
Oh man, I can't wait that I got fucking scammed. Alright. So 2 potions.
Yep, you have a watery red wine potion, and then you have a glowing hot pink potion.
The healing potion
Alright.
really is a potion of tealing. It makes you teal.
Fucking, that's a goddamn echo item right there.
I can cast Shitty Identify.
Shitty identify? What's that?
Drink it.
Magic.
Detect magic, yeah, I can cast
Detect
that
magic?
too.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, if you want to see if they're magical at least, just to be safe.
Yeah, I will.
It's just like colored water.
So, you cast Detect Magic and you look at them. And yeah, let me see what it says. The School of Magic. Okay. Alright, so. Mittens.
Yeah, that's Mittens.
I know it's Mittens. I know what she sounds like when she's trying to play with stuff. She's skitters.
Get her.
So they both light up. So they're both magical, as advertised. The red one seems to have the appropriate school to it. It is evocation. And the pink one is not enchantment at all. It's actually necrotic. It's from the necromancy school.
Most healing potions are necrotic.
No, they're not.
Healing potion school of magic, the healing magic is actually evocation.
Okay.
In world editions, it was necromancy.
I got fucking scammed, alright.
So the healing potion is at least from the right school. The pink potion, not at all close to an enchantment.
Cool.
So I got a love potion and potion of pink liquid.
No, you got a healing potion and a pink liquid.
Wait. Like, so the potion of healing is the potion of healing?
So it's a potion from the appropriate school, at least. So it could be considered a healing potion for now, until you can have a copy identified. But the pink liquid is not as advertised.
Stay away from the casket.
From the casket.
Here, Gex, why don't you try it just to be safe?
Yeah, drink it.
I'll take a sip.
Don't do it.
I will inform Gex that both potions are as advertised.
Dope.
But Tawny just kind of looks at him and tilts her head.
Primus.
Confused.
I cast the spell. I will tell him what I know.
What happened?
I know she cast Detect Magic as well.
Oh, God damn it. I didn't realize.
So that's
that
why
Tawny
she's
did it
looking
too.
at you very confused.
Well, if she was doing it, then I would not have played my little trick on Gex.
Well, she's not saying anything. She's just looking at you confused.
What was the trick?
I told you that both potions were as advertised.
Fucking sweet.
Nice.
Yep. I said it. I'm going to stick to it.
Cool.
I'm under attack.
Now,
Nobody knows this, but Primus is a natural-born prankster. So
okay,
Primus knows it.
check.
yes, he does.
Um,
What else? Sorry, what else glows around? It's
Yes.
a 30 foot. So
yes. So there is, as you see the various trinkets and stuff. Of course, what's it called? The items that are in the back, like it looks like he has a couple of just spellcasting focuses in the small like glass thing just attached to like the back of the wagon and or sorry, I keep saying wagon. The back of the chariot. Fuck, it's not a chariot. Carriage.
You'll get it.
In there, you can see like there's a crystal, there's a couple of other just items. There are 2 wands. One of the wands is your generic magic, which is what a spellcasting focus radiates. It doesn't have a proper school. And the second wand actually does glow a shimmer of divination. So it's a lightweight divination, but it is there. And then one of the rings very faintly glows. Doesn't have a specific school to it, but it's also not the right shimmer for a focus, so it's kind of weird. Vitani, you of course see this too.
Yeah.
Primus is gonna kind of go over to where he sees the weird shimmer from the ring.
The wand.
Well, he said the ring was weird.
Yeah, the ring is weird. There's a wand that's glowing divination, but it's in a thing full of spellcasting focuses. And then everything else in that box is a spellcasting focus proper.
Yeah. Undetermined magic is curious for Primus, so he wants to go take a look at that ring.
Okay, so the ring itself is actually a black kind of tungsten metal, and there is a polished, kind of oval emerald embedded into it. It looks like it might have value, but it's also, something being sold by this guy.
We wish to know what this is, and he's going to point to the ring.
It's a gentlemanly ring. It's 50 gold. Doesn't seem to be where it's magical.
50.
I will split with you if you wish. I will give you 25.
How you guys both gonna wear the ring? That's weird. That's really weird. Wait, are you guys a couple?
No.
Why does that happen?
We will agree.
Alright, so if you wish to turn over 50 gold, 25 each, you acquire a mysterious black ring.
So, let me see here. Primus is going to go into his coin purse and just grab a handful and pull it out and put it down on the counter.
Amazing.
I immediately grab and count out 25 gold of it and then push the rest back to him. This is how much you need.
And that's acceptable. So there's a smattering of coin and all that. You get 25 gold value of coins and then slide him the extra.
Yes.
And then you pay twice. You just assume 25 straight gold.
Yes.
And then
I give him 25 gold as well.
And he happily accepts.
Anything draw a drailing eye?
Not specific in here. There is just like a couple of fruit on the wall, but it's not fermented in any way.
What's he wearing?
Oh, he's kind of modestly dressed, actually. You don't see any kind of like wealth on him. He might just clean himself up whenever he's on the road.
No buttons or buckles or?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna see buckles and buttons. It's medieval times, so they're gonna be everywhere.
I'll take that.
And he kind of looks down and looks back up. I don't know what you mean.
I'll take that. I'm going to point to the button.
From my shirt.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't gonna take it from anywhere else.
He kind of he looks down and then looks at you, and he's kind of like confused. And he reaches down and picks up like a small, I don't want to say a box. It's like just like a piece of wood that doesn't have a top, and just turns it over, and there's like a various sized buttons in the box.
Ooh, box. I'll give you a silver penny for it.
He kind of shrugs and slides it over to you. And he'll take a silver for the buttons.
Okay.
You have 12 buttons.
Beautiful. Acquired button.
Yes.
Acquired butt.
I got buttons. You want one?
Alright, so you have a black ring, you have some buttons, and have sold a few things, traded a boomerang.
Anything else giving a magical aura off?
No, nothing else. Just like I said, the focuses, and then like I said, that one wand is glowing with divination rather than generic magic.
Okay.
What time is it?
It's about midday.
The sky fire is high. We should continue. We wouldn't want to waste it.
He kind of takes that as a nod, like. So we are concluded then.
Yes.
We'll see you again sometime.
He kind of pauses, like, because he doesn't typically run across the same people on the road. But then he's like, perhaps we will. And he closes the doors and then closes puts everything back up and gets up on his carriage and tips his little top hat to you, and they're on their way. I'll say you did. His name was Samuel.
Samuel the traveling merchant.
Samuel Manuel.
Did not get his partner's name. Not Winchester. You guys are still about a little over half a day out, so we'll need one more night, but on the road, you guys will get to Green Ridge safely from here. Arriving, this is the largest city on the western seaboard. It's huge. There is a mecca of houses that are just built all along the side of this big lift out of the ground, and then it leads into kind of larger buildings and eventually becomes this massive city that, again, on the other side kind of teeters down to housing, but that seems to be walled off with a palisade, so it might be, something important, may not be, but the homes and stuff are all just built on the side, and then you do see a serviceable farm just on the other side of the road. It's not a large farm still, like the Lance of Heron provide most of the food, but it seems that this place is somewhat self-sustaining. And we have arrived in Green Ridge.
Ooh.
In Green Ridge, there are 3 roads. One road obviously leads out from where you came. Another standard road that's kind of built out leads off in the direction you're heading. And there's another one that travels north just a little bit and meets the river. There's a bridge that's noticeable from the crest, and then across that bridge is more grassland. But it doesn't seem to be that road properly continues beyond that bridge. In the city limits, there are a myriad of places, whether it be inns, shops. There's, in fact, you could probably make do with some of the book repositories here. They're not specific for what you were advised. Like they told you to go to Luxton because they do have the most prestigious libraries, but Green Ridge is not without its own academia. They also have a few famed shops that contain higher end stuff, like your foreign silks, foreign spices. Saffron is a very rare spice in this area, and even where it's grown, it's not very common. You'll find a lot of things that you normally wouldn't find within the bazaar, which has a bunch of strange objects, strange clothing from different lands, and also noticeably in a particular part of town, you notice a lot of people don't kind of avoid a particular sector. Looks like that might be the more shady part of town.
Can you hear me?
I can now.
Yes.
Gex will go immediately to the nearest town guard he sees.
Yes, so the town guardsmen here are not as heavily armored as you've seen in probably a lot of the other towns you've traveled to. Everyone that's armored up here has a proper longsword on their side, or possibly a pair of short swords, like a short sword. None of them have a shield. And they're all wearing a very particular type of leather armor that has a kind of like emblazoned in, or you might say, like branded into the leather. Has a certain emblem on it, which is the crest of the kingdom here. And
friendship?
Not necessarily friendship, but you'll see like on the left part of that chest, and then beneath that is a much smaller emblem, which is Green Ridge's own flag.
Alright. I would like to ask where like the nearest military advisor or like outpost in Green Ridge is. Anything that knew that if I report something to go to the kingdom.
Why would you need to talk to someone about anything like that?
Are you asking me or are you asking Gex?
Gex.
I told him I got information on an attack in the kingdom, and I got some heads of the Dwarven Kingdom invading our territory.
You see, but the head, like you kind of noticed you were garnering a little bit of interest about when you were talking about information, and then you said heads, and he kind of like his eyes get a little wide, and he turns his head, and he like looks up from you over to a couple of the other guards and like waves them over. Could we have a look at what you have?
Yes, hey, tall fucks, as I talk to my crew, produce a note in the heads.
Tawny walks over, looks at the guards, gives them a respectful little nod, and says, "This is the note that we recovered, and the heads are over this way, if you will follow me."
And
The flag is of more importance than the heads, but yes.
The
Well-
heads are wrapped in the flag.
yes, and you'll find the rest of the bodies at the hamlet we were just at. And that's where they're trying to set up a barracks.
You see one of the guards, not the one you're speaking to, one of the other ones, has like a little light bulb moment, like he knows what hamlet you're speaking of. Because in this general region, other than the abandoned city right here, or the abandoned little hamlet, the only other place that you might be is here, and this is a very small collection of Freelanders, as they like to call themselves. There's a bit of a dispute between the Sunken King, who resides in this fort here, and the King of Luxland, about who actually owns this plot of land west of the road. This area is not very well patrolled by either side because they're mostly avoiding conflict, but you will see some military patrols kind of going like this, close to that area, and same over here for the marshland territory, just around the woods. But this little town right here, the Freelanders, don't really pay taxes to anybody. But he kind of recognizes, and he mentions like, you're talking about the abandoned town down there, yeah?
Yes. This one right here, and she points to the map.
Yeah. Let me see some of those notes, and you can, like, on his particular armor, one of the shoulder, like the leather shoulder pauldrons has a little chevron on it, so he looks like he might be it's like a sub-leader. So he takes a look at everything, and you kind of see his face go from, like, what the hell are these jackasses talking about, to something a lot more serious really fast. Would you all come with us?
As I look back at the group I said, and I whisper, "Bounty time."
Of course.
Lead the way, El Captain.
We got this, we managed to get this mission, so to speak, from the town we were in beforehand.
What exactly was the details?
Vitani will go into a little bit of detail of explained what they had done to help the village and get rid of the issue.
The Marauders.
And then how we came along with this.
So you tell him the life story of the campaign, which is all of two big events.
Mm-hmm.
So he understands a little bit about where you came from Willow West.
Mm-hmm.
But is more interested that you guys really tripped over this because some old guy asked you to get some hooligans out of the abandoned town so people could continue to use those homes for shelter, and then it ends up you trip across a military plot. And it sounds a little sketchy whenever you say it out loud.
Not to Vitani.
We destroyed one of the houses.
Probably only the cave that would it sound weird. So you guys are escorted from basically one end of town all the way over to the other where those palisades were. It looks like that's a military barracks section. There is a pretty heavy number of people stationed here. Easily thousands. You're led up to this stone kind of building that's built into the grasslands, like that whole ridge that this town is built like up against, which is why it's called Green Ridge. And the tower, so to speak, is like semi-built, like it's like meets the actual earth behind it. When you guys walk in, there's a what you might call receptionist, but eventually you're ushered into a particular room where you're left to wait for a few minutes as the guards take the flag, the heads, and all of the military notes into a room that's down rather, a particular flight of steps. In that, those double doors open up, they close up. Few moments later, after you go in, a couple people walk up, and they wave the group of you to join them down the steps.
Batani will stand up and head out.
Gex walks with his chest out.
Yeah. So you guys are walked down the steps, open it up, and this room is like just a room, no doors. It seems like this is the only entrance into this particular place. And behind it is a you could say a guy who's middle-aged. He's kind of stocky. Seems like he's seen some years, and he's looking over all the stuff you brought in. Like he's just going from one piece of paper to the next. Holds up the map. Holds up a piece of paper. Looks back at the map. As you guys all get in there, he kind of looks in your direction as he sets everything down. So who found this?
We did, sir.
Collectively.
Yes.
I found the heads.
Technically, you ripped the heads off.
What? I mean, God, I'm not a savage.
They were already dead.
Incidentally, the heads are actually helpful because of the helmets, not because of the heads.
Well, I mean, you want to have the head attached. I mean, who knows? Maybe a computer can recognize the head. But, safe and sorry, Captain.
We did leave the rest of the bodies there as more proof. That is, if they have not been taken from the position that they have been in since we left.
Yeah. I'm going to have to dispatch some men down there to clean that up. We'll investigate further, see if we can pick up where they came from. But
Now, warning though, they might have been sending messages to each other, so who knows? Based on the map and the triangle shape was your attack, guys?
Yes.
So basic geography should show you the triangle pattern. So, maybe one of their friends got up the bodies first, so that's why we took the heads and the helmets. And the flag.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you were able to pick up on that. From what it looks like, we are at a weird point, and he looks behind him, and you can see a map of essentially from I want to say the marshlands. It's cut from the marshlands and then towards Luxland, like that whole half of the world map is what's behind him. It doesn't have the other, sorry, not world map, but the continent is to one side, but the other half that has the desert and such is missing. He points to roughly where the dwarves are, which is right here, for where you guys were. Notes that it goes up here to Or's Rest and comes down to right here beneath the forest. And this is the triangle that you guys saw on the map. And he kind of pins and gets some yarn and he's wrapping it around, and you can see he's kind of interested in the positioning. It's a little, it's not as advantageous as it should be. Realistically, if you were going to make a sneak attack on Luxland, you wouldn't be coming up from Green Ridge.
What are the major trade ports to Luxton?
Luxland is not necessarily landlocked. It does have some boats that do travel down this strait, but it's a little risky. But it can get to Harvest, Bell, and down to this harbor here.
And what about land trade routes for supplies and communication?
Now, Or's Rest does have some ferries that come across here. They don't deliver much in the way of actual non-perishable supplies. They mostly mine and deliver stone and the like to Luxland or Green Ridge or anywhere else where there's major construction. But they sit on the major trade route from Green Ridge to Willow West, where Willow West being where all the scattered hamlets and towns and such over here deliver their goods to, and then they are shuttled by caravans over to Luxland, to Green Ridge, and then on down through the area.
So
Port Harvest also delivers to Bell, and then over to Hunter's Hall, which also gets down here.
So wouldn't it beg to make sense to attack the supplies before you attack the capital? Get rid of Port Harvest, Or's Rest, and Green Ridge before you attack Luxton.
Well, it makes sense for Willow West, but Or's Rest doesn't make any sense. It's stone, and honestly, like when you're in war, you're not really building stone structures quickly. So
Stone
that's
can have other uses besides just decoration.
It's not what I mean. The other position, though, that Hamlet is most curious. They wouldn't really have any benefit from down there. We don't get many supplies from the south. They're mostly self-sufficient, and they receive certain goods from the lands of Heron, but those are usually magically delivered by Hunter's Hall.
What if this triangle they're showing is a red herring, and he said, I pointed the map, this location right here is a town of people who are neither a part of the kingdom?
Mm-hmm.
So what if that's fake, a red herring, and it's the instead of a where can I do the line? How do I do that triangle?
Right click, there you go.
Right click.
Is there anything in the north that's abandoned?
There's not anything that's specifically known of up there that's abandoned to most people. The only reason that people know of the hamlet is because it's a trade route.
Oh, I just thought maybe Green Ridge was the target, and something like this would make more sense.
It would if you had thousands of soldiers to send at us. A couple of small towns. I mean, we could decimate those.
Well, that's what they're talking about, was building barracks.
You build
Barracks,
small
yeah,
towns to
but
start
still.
with.
If you start, I'm just saying, if you rebuilt that entire town, you're not going to have the kind of soldiers it takes to take us on, even if you filled every one of those houses to the brim, top to bottom, with bodies.
Okay, got it.
No, but wouldn't it not be a smart thing to
Cut off the supplies at Green Ridge?
Yes.
Cutting Luxlin and the towns over off from Greenridge does have some advantage, but Luxlin has its own military presence, not as comparable to ours, but it would be difficult to make, to stop us from getting there. That's what I'm saying. This triangle doesn't make any sense.
Maybe they got more coming.
That would be my next guess, but it's the from where. Like, we're always prepared for trouble from the marshlands in case they get a little itchy.
Underground.
Well, where's that flag? And he kind of like waves over a guard, who's like very squeamishly like rolls the heads like out of it and then hands him the bloody flag. And he holds it. He's holding it up, and he's just looking it over. By chance, were the women dwarves bearded?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. That's helpful. This flag is not a traditional flag of the Dwarven Kingdom. It has several flaws with it. I imagine it was being hung there as you put it, a red herring or farce.
All I know is we just wanted to make sure this information got to the correct channels, as I'm sure that this is not normal, obviously.
No, the matter will not be taken lightly. I do appreciate you bringing this to my attention. However, it doesn't appear that we have any more information to gain from you beyond what is on these sheets. Is that correct?
Is there a reward?
Yeah,
there would be a reward for the heads.
Oh, I see. And he kind of looks over to one of the other guards and does like a hand gesture, who leaves, and then looks at the other guard and points for the heads, and it's like, take him to the dock. And meaning an infirmary, essentially, to be taken over to a doctor. And about a couple minutes later, after they leave, the one guard does come back and hands Gex a small pouch.
Sweet, I looked inside.
You look inside and you see a 1 pound bar of, how do you say it? It's pressed platinum with several insignias on it, making it kind of an official large transfer currency.
Holy shit.
Ooh.
I look over. confidently at the other tall fucks.
It's 1 pound, which means it's worth 50 coins, which is 500 gold worth of platinum.
Thank you, Captain.
General.
That would be 48.
I'm sorry, General.
I'm sorry, you said what?
Each coin weighs 1/3 of an ounce.
Cool. In my world, 50 coins is a pound.
Alright, close enough.
Well, it's also extra because it has insignias on it, so it's extra special.
Yes, it's an official, like I said, a large transfer of currency. 50 coins equaling a pound. And
Man, I can't wait to melt this down to make a boomerang.
You're not melting that down to make a boomerang.
Hey, who's the ones who had the bright idea to come here, huh?
I was the one that asked about the reward that you said we were supposed to get.
Well, I got lost for a second there, but
But tell you what, we break it up 50-50, and you can do whatever you want with whatever you have.
General, are there any religious or artistic groups that are unsatisfied with the militaristic style of the nation?
You'll find dissenters here and there, but, since the induction of the new royal family, we haven't had any real flare-ups. To be honest, this guy's fairer, gentler, just better than the previous line.
The past dictates the future if one cannot learn. I would keep your eyes open, your ears open as well. You never know who might be loyal and who might dissent to overturn the kingdom. They might be setting up, or it might be a red herring. One can never be too sure, but one can never be overprepared.
He just sits and listens. Like, this is some shit he'd probably say to someone else. But just nods and, well, I appreciate the advice, but we'll make use of this information. But as I said, most people are very happy with the current king and his queen. As I said, the old royal family had completely died out, and her writ, there were a collection of farmers gathered up from across the land. They put their names in a hat, and we selected a new king from farmers. That was 5 years ago, and since then, taxes have not been as high, and I'm genuinely surprised with how far we have gone on fewer funds. Although I will admit, we do have a lot less royal celebration. Spending seems to be wiser under these people.
Well, only time can tell.
You did give me a thought, which is interesting.
A thought or a seed of an idea is a powerful tool.
Agreed. But I have things to do now, possibly might have to be teleported to fucking Luxley. And you see these other two on the sides, they kind of have these like hidden grins. Teleporting by any means in this world is not a comfortable experience. So no one likes it.
Hey, Mom, are you busy?
So I'm going to have my men show you out, essentially, and I will take the information you delivered and bring it to the attention of the king.
Gex salutes.
Thank you.
How do you salute? I want to know.
How do I salute? Let's see. I do it the Australian way.
Which is?
The Australian salute. I'm going to look that up. Oh, okay, so the open palmed out. Okay, so when you salute in the kingdom, woman. Yeah, that's kind of no. You guys kill him. So when you salute in in this particular kingdom, you kind of bring your fist up, like just under your chin, and then lift back down.
So I put a fist underneath my chin and then back down.
Yeah, he does that to you after you do the goofy open-handed up by your head salute.
Ah, that's how it's done. Thank you, General.
I've seen that whole episode, Primus. That is a fucking hilarious bit. Oh man. Okay, so yes, you now have a pressed bar of platinum. You have offloaded the heads and the military notes. You have in your possession a magical map, a couple of potions that are unidentified. Keza still has her invitation. And you have a weird magic object to research along with a potential safe means of destroying some glass that's made of, the strongest steel.
What about glass?
You guys have that hypercube that has the...
The glass cube inside a glass cube with the stuff in the center.
Yeah, there's...
Have I tried hitting it with a hammer? I'll try hitting it with a hammer.
Okay. The glass is actually pretty resilient to the hammer strike.
Nope, I did all I could do.
Hold on, we're being invaded again.
General, get down!
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a hypercube demonstrating the flow of time in the fourth dimension. Alright, so you are taken out of the barracks, ushered into the streets. It is still pretty early in the day.
Alright. Are there any magic item shops? And is there anywhere we can break down this platinum bar and split it up?
So the platinum bar, you can easily trade at any of the currency exchanges. The reason they exist primarily is because elves use a different type of currency than most other demi-humans. And they also exist for exchange of rare metals to smaller metals, or if you have a bunch of copper you like to give up for gold, they do a flat exchange. It's used to have a fee on it, but since the new king took over, the fee was removed and just considered a service of the kingdom. You can, like I said, you can find one of them pretty easy. Guard will give you directions. Asking him the other stuff, like the magical item shops, here, there is a particular shop that deals in particularly arcane stuff. But he also says that sometimes the bazaar will have kind of like a swap meet of magical trade, and you'll see the most heavy presence of guards during those days, and the next swap meet's in 2 days.
Well. Now that we got some coin, you guys want to wait to spend it, or is this Luxon thing of post-hasteness or whatever?
Well, with the grand amount of coin we have, going to Luxon would give you higher quality items. Or we could spend it...
But also more expensive.
Expensive, quantity, or quality. Depends on what you're looking for.
Wait. How can you have expensive quantity? That doesn't make sense.
Expensive quantity means many of one thing.
Hey, Cauliflock, Vitani. Is that true?
Quantity is more of an item. Quality is a better item. That is the simplest way to...
Yeah, but so you can have an expensive quantity? That right?
In theory, yes.
Fucking weird. Alright.
So, if you want to hang on to the bar for now, you can go wherever.
I would like to break it down to go ahead and spread it out, and maybe sell the other items we have, like the breastplates, and split that up.
Okay. Yeah, let's start with the little stuff you have. Then we'll do the bar. So, what items are you wanting to sell?
The 2 breastplates.
Okay, they're a little beaten, of course.
8. That's 800 for both.
You're gonna get full brand new cost. So, the breastplates are dwarven make, which does give them a bit of a stylized appeal. There's a couple armorers that are willing to buy them after checking in. The best offer you get is basically half of their price because they need to be repaired before they can be sold again.
Alright, what if I repair them?
You would need a smithy to open up his doors to you, and haven't found someone in here that's willing to do that like you did in the hall, which is a much friendlier and open place.
Not to mention the time it would take.
Yeah. It would take some time to repair these.
Alright, so 400 for both of them?
Yep. You can offload them for 400.
Alright, and then we got the 10 minor citrines for 10 gold each.
Yep. You can easily exchange those at a jeweler. Because they're essentially costume gems, they won't make you pay less, so they'll give you like a 1-to-1 value, so you can get 100 gold out of those.
So we're up to 500.
Because they don't really have value on their own unless you're putting them in something. So if you took a gold band and or a silver band even, put a citrine in it, the value increases more than just the raw materials alone.
Alright. So I got for at 500. Anybody else got any items to trade in?
No.
Can I see how much my golden arrows would fetch me?
Your gold?
Yes, my gold arrows.
I'm sorry. I remember we made some gold arrows. So did we just do gold tipped or actual just solid gold?
It was tips.
Tips. Okay.
Just the tips, CJ.
So gold weaponry isn't going to sell for more than the gold value because it's a what do you call it? It's a weak metal, soft.
Yes, but imagine if I go to one of those name brand, stores. They're idiots. They'll pay for gold shit.
They'll exchange it for gold, but the problem is that you could have maybe sold them in Hunter's Hall for a little bit more. But if you actually made silver tipped arrows, you would be in the market because silver does work against certain monsters, and Hunter's Hall knows that, and they would have taken your silver tipped arrows.
Yeah, whatever merchant just said it to me, I call them a fucking idiot and walk away.
Yeah, so he explained silvering to you, and then you're like, "Fuck you," and you leave.
All right, I guess everything. So 100 gold each. So 200 gold each when we break down the platinum, right? Or wait, is it worth? Yeah. So 200 gold each.
You have
500 for 400 for both the breastplate, 100 for the citrines, and then another 500 for the platinum bar.
Gotcha. So you have 1,000. Who's getting left out?
Wait, left out?
Okay, you have 6 people.
Fuck.
It actually comes out perfect with 1,500.
We don't have 1,500.
We have 1,000. Get all the calculator divided by 6.
There you go, 166 gold pieces. With just...
Hang on, you little bitches.
The fuck you say to me?
I actually do have some things that I could sell.
Ooh.
I have the that one fuck that
one fuck?
the gotta go. I'm gonna tell them wait to split it up. I am going to go see if this library wishes to look at the book.
Well,
See if we can.
I have a couple things I can sell that I no longer require.
Which book?
The creepy ass book.
You already got what you could get out of that? From the mage?
We were trying to find a place to take it.
Oh, yes, to remove it. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, a bonfire? It's a book.
We were trying to get money out of it.
Oh. Okay.
I have a heavy crossbow I can sell. And leather armor that I no longer need. Always looks pristine because of prestidigitation.
Leather armor is going to be hard to sell because, it's pretty...
common.
Yeah, like, you can probably get, from a merchant, probably 2 gold for it. Because they're going to just turn around and sell it. Like, you might be better off just trying to sell it at the bazaar yourself.
Okay, and what about a heavy crossbow?
Heavy crossbow. They sell for about 50, depends. Let me do a little...
Wait, CJ.
Yeah.
Did I hear you correctly on... You said that saffron is rare here?
In this region, yeah. It is difficult to obtain.
Well...
the heavy crossbow, the best offer you get for that is 20 gold.
I'll take it. Might as well. I don't need it anymore. It's 18
Done.
pounds off my back.
Well...
Also, give me a sec. You do find someone who's willing to pay 8 gold at the bazaar for your armor.
That's fine. I'll get rid
All
of
right.
it too. There's 28 gold.
Let me ask you this then, Mr. CJ.
Sure.
The half a pound of saffron I am carrying.
Yes.
How much would I be able to sell that for? Since it's a rare commodity.
Saffron itself is very expensive. Having a half pound of it is insane. Like, literally, if you had a kilogram of saffron in the real world, that's like $10,000. If you have, I'd say if you have a half pound of saffron, and you're willing to part with it, like approaching a particular guild of merchants, you could fetch a pretty penny.
Yeah, I try to find that.
Wait, so is all those gold totals for everyone, or is it just one?
Just hang on, Zia, because we might be getting more.
I'm just keeping track.
Yeah. How rich are we with a half pound of saffron?
This is just
TJ.
everything together so far. I will let you know when it's fully done.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would like to try to find someone to... excuse me. I'm going to go up to a merchant that seems to be very well off.
All right, so saffron for a pound of it, where it comes from, is 15 gold, because it's not as rare as it is in the real world. It's a little bit more plentiful, but here it's a very rare spice.
Okay.
For a half pound of it, you could fetch 100 gold.
Ooh.
Well, I would like to try to talk to these people.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I heard that you all are looking for a particular spice.
We trade in all kinds of spices. What do you sell?
I pull out the bag that I have my saffron in and show them.
My goodness, so much. Where did you get this?
I had originally bought it for some cooking, but I realized that it is not the easiest thing to do using saffron on the road.
Oh, may I?
He nods.
And he picks it up and puts it on the scale to verify it's a half pound. You were looking to sell this?
Yes, it is, again, a lot harder to cook with it while on the road.
I see. Okay. One moment. And he opens up a drawer and then pulls out a little, like, white bound leather book and starts thumbing through it. Looking at a couple other things in his book. Could offer you 100 gold for the bag.
Well, he thinks for a moment, and I kind of look around. Is the group with me, or am I by myself?
I can come with you.
Behind you.
Okay.
If you went inside, Primus is outside.
That's fair.
This is definitely a building. You can see that there's like commerce going on around you. There's dockets, papers being exchanged, people being directed to take X thing to X place, prepare to ship this, take this to here.
Well, is that the best you can do? 100. I know that it is fairly rare here.
You can see he's thinking about it. Like, how much of his bottom line is he willing to give up, right?
Yeah.
So he considers the most expensive place to take this. Considers the cost it's going to take it to get it there. I'm going to say roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Well,
Freaking roll 20. 12. Alright.
he's not talkative. She's
Yeah.
a sweet monk cleric
So
that happens to have sharp teeth.
I decided I'd do that in a tiered DC. So you hit a lower tier. I can come up 20%. 120 gold.
Sounds fair. I appreciate it, and I will take that.
Of course. Then he counts out the money and puts it on the table. And the man you're talking to, by the way, is not a human. He's a dark elf.
Makes no difference to Vatani.
As he slides it over to you, he folds his hands and kind of leans in a little bit. If you come across more, bring it my way.
Of course, I would be happy to. If we are still in town, that is.
Even if you come back.
She nods.
Thank you.
How much did we get for that?
120.
Thank you.
He takes it. So usually where you're from, Natani, a pound of saffron is 15 gold.
Right. As soon as we're out, I look at them. If we ever go to where I am from, we will be buying a lot of that. It is where I am from. It is only 15 gold a pound. I will let you all do the math. That was a half a pound I just sold.
Good deal.
Gotta think about the cost of expenses of traveling back and forth, though.
It was not that much to get here.
Can you imagine if we had 10 pounds of that shit?
Yep, if you had 10 pounds, I mean, whether they buy 10 pounds or not is one thing, but it's also not easily disseminated because people don't buy something because of its price.
Alright, so we have we have 1,148 gold.
Yep, I got
Split
it ready.
6 ways.
Anything else that we're selling?
How much gold do we have right now?
1,148.
Okay.
Kaiza. as you guys are walking from A to B here, I need you to make a perception check.
What time of day is it?
It's still, I mean, at this point, maybe a little bit later in the morning, probably around 11. But you guys got here at 8. You went and had a conversation, traveled across the town yet. So, I mean, it's about 11:30 at this point.
Disadvantage, you got it. 1 or 3.
Kaysen needs to make it, not Gex.
Oh.
Yeah, well, don't make it for me.
Well, you
I
can't.
Just take that 1.
I understand you got a thing against tall people, but gotta learn your place.
You can't help it.
You say this out loud? I'll kill you.
A modified 20.
Modified 20? Okay, that's just... oh, you know what? Actually, it might not be. Let me take a look. Okay. I guess I should roll for that, to be fair. Plus... Oh, you beat it by 1.
Nice.
Um,
I have 3 eyes.
whether you do anything about it or not, you see a figure, like as you guys are walking, you get past, like just narrowly avoid being like tapped by this guy. And as you kind of peek over with your 3 eyes, just making sure you don't get run into, you just being ever so gentle about it, see something slip into your pocket.
I see something slip into my pocket specifically.
Yeah. Nothing taken from you, something given.
Damn. Do they know how mugging works in this place? Like, in general?
It's your birthday.
God, I should stop this man and tell him how to mug properly. He should have taken my money. Here, have my wallet. That's just how he is. Here, let me show you proper mugging techniques, sir. You're not supposed to do things.
It'd be hilarious. Hold on. No, that's not how you do it, man. To get something off of someone, you actually have to run into them.
Are you gonna do this in character? Because that would be funny as hell.
No.
But yeah, so you pick up on it, and just taking another peek over your shoulder, it's hard to make out the figure. The cloak is heavily obscuring. It weirdly prevents you from seeing their face. But just as they get a certain distance, there's a little flash, and you see the interior of the cloak rather than its exterior that's covering. Just in like the flutter of the wind, and you see a familiar purple and gold shade to the interior of the cloak.
Oh snap! All right, I pick it out of my pocket. What do I got?
It's a note with the name of a inn and a place to be at a specific time. Oh shit! Let me open up my notes and get you that fucking
Nope.
Interesting.
All right, so 1148. What does that break down to, Echo?
There you go. 191. I'll take 190 gold, and anyone else can have 191. So it breaks out evenly.
All right. 191 gold to everybody.
Gex idea to fucking take bounty. Gex got more.
Come on, where are you? There you go. So it's the Glass Torch Tavern. She wants you there at 9 p.m.
What's the name of this?
and tells you to look for a table with a flower.
What's the name of the tavern?
The Glass Torch Tavern. So you guys have accumulated 1,148 gold so far. What's next?
Is that PM?
PM, 9 p.m. at nighttime.
At night.
Gex wants to buy magic items. Gex wants to stay longer. Buy all the magic items.
I look at everybody. Could we go get the items that we acquired from that merchant checked out?
Probably a good idea.
I already know what I got.
I would be happier if we all got the items.
No, you just want me to split the reward of these items. I paid for them fair and square.
I do not. I was just suggesting so you know how to be able to use them properly when the time came.
I've got a luck potion and a maybe healing potion. Time's confirmed it.
Will you kindly humor me?
Fine, but I'm not paying for it to be identified.
I will pay for it if it requires payment.
Sucker. Alright, let's get this identifying process over with.
Alright, so the guard knows exactly what you're talking about when you ask about a magic shop, because there's only really one famed magic shop here. Again, like the bazaar has a few merchants who trip over some things. There's a couple people have some stuff they like to trade on a swap meet day. But there is a kind of specific shop that they direct you to. They tell you to look for the bright red and golden hut. They literally say hut. And he gives you a general direction and just says you'll pass like a tree that's coming up in like kind of a town square. You'll pass by that tree, go about 3 buildings, and then turn. You're going to walk down a narrow alleyway, and then when you come onto the alleyway, you're going to see this weird, small red and gold building built in the center of a bunch of other buildings that really make this alleyway the only way to get to this hut.
Thank you for the directions.
Yeah, following those directions, you do arrive in front of this building. It looks more like a house than a shop.
We will wait outside.
May I have the ring that you and I purchased together to get checked?
We will give it to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Stepping inside, it's fucking huge. Total extra-dimensional kind of space, but not treated as such for bag of holding reasons. So stepping into here, it's kind of like the mansion, right? You have a house, and then this doorway leads into a Mordekainen's magnificent mansion, which also thankfully doesn't implode when you walk in there with a bag of holding. You can see, as you step in, all these phantom things walking around. It seems like this is a pretty famous thing, you know, from the hall having these phantom workers to this place having these phantom workers. It seems like it's a pretty niche thing that certain people have or certain establishments. And sitting behind the counter is this over the top looking blonde human who pretty much defines, I mean, it just looks like the definition of a TikTok thought. Just looks that way. And is just dressed in the most fanciest of robes and has all of her cleavage on display. Like, way too much cleavage. As you guys walk in, he gives a little wave. Hi.
Hello.
What brings you to my place today?
We was wondering if you would be able to identify a few items that we acquired.
Oh, of course. I charge 10 gold per item.
Very well. I hand them 30 gold.
Okay. The ring.
The ring and the 2 potions.
The ring functions weird. She's going to start with the ring. Oh. Her eyes flash, and she turns the ring over and then looks back at it, and then kind of like looks up at you with a confused look. That didn't quite work. I'll try once more. No charge.
Okay.
Fucking cocked. Oh, there we go. Natural 20. So to identify this particular item, it worked kind of like the Dispel Magic, and it had a DC it had to beat. So the second time, she fights through whatever the enchantment is that's warding the item, and she nods and looks up at you guys and smiles. This is pretty good. You guys wouldn't have someone who's earthly involved, or kind of graced with Earth's old charms.
Not that I know of.
Primus.
You might want to give it to him.
I stick my hold on. I stick my head out the door. Primus, you can come in. It's a lot bigger inside.
Alright, so my question is, Sean, Primus is 8 fucking foot tall. How big are his fucking fingers?
Well, magical items stretch to fit whoever is trying to put it on.
Okay, as long as that's lore. That's in-game mechanics now, canon.
That's not in-game, that's just 5th edition in general.
Yeah, magical shape moves around.
So yeah, I call Primus in.
How big is the doorway?
It's like a standard human doorway. It's like barely 6 foot tall.
A standard human doorway is 6 foot 5 inches.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll muscle my way in and try not to cause any damage to the door frame.
Yep. It does take a little. It's kind of like a bodybuilder, kind of like leaning.
I oil him up to get him through.
I got big spikes on my back too, so.
Yep.
This is our earthly user.
Oh my! You are impressive.
You should see his food bill.
Would you kindly explain to him what the item does?
Of course. So, when you put this on, it will allow you to wild shape, essentially, functionally, into an owlbear once a week.
Fucking Morgan's over there shitting himself.
We gladly accept this gift.
And she kind of like, when she hands it to you, she's kind of looking at it, a little confused, because even though she identified it, she just doesn't have a, like when you identify something as a wizard, you catch everything about it. This thing not only fought back, it just didn't seem to want to give the info. So she's a little wary of it, but she does hand it to you. And she kind of like communicates that, so you have an understanding of why she's a little fishy about it. But she goes on with the next two, the potions. The red wine-ish potion is a potion of minor healing. It just heals 1d8. That's it.
I got fucking scammed, didn't I? No!
Vitani, for you, and Primus for you too. Which I'm trying to think of classes. Yeah, so for you two specifically, you guys know that healing potions brewed by clerics, by wizards, and by druids, specifically divine, natural, and arcane magic, to separate that. Not really those three specific classes, but just the means. All have kind of different hues to them and different tastes, and most famously, druid healing potions are awful.
Awfully delicious.
They are earthy. They're like drinking just like matcha coffee. It's just the worst. The cleric potions are actually the most pleasing to the tongue because they don't just have like a medicinal flavor that an arcane would have it. Theirs is a little bit more mild, a little bit sweeter. Not quite. It's the not so bad cough syrup. And they all vary in shape. The potion that Gex got didn't seem to line up with any of that shit.
Maybe a bard made it, and it's a spoonful of sugar.
Bards would fall into the arcane art.
Maybe an Eldritch Knight.
Could have been any source. Like basically, if you can cast magic, you can make shit.
All right, what about this love potion?
Oh yeah, so she identifies that next, and she kind of giggles when she gets done identifying it. This is a backhanded item. If you use this, you're a terrible person.
What is it?
Basically, if you drink it, you let's just say you become very agreeable.
I don't get it. What is it?
Well, it doesn't make you fall in love. It just makes you say yes to pretty much anything. It's short of ending yourself. But I mean, if you gave this to a king and he drank it, and you wanted him to draft up documents that said you own the kingdom now, he'll do it.
How do I know this is true?
Because you came to a reputable establishment to have it identified, and she kind of like gives you like a shitty like side eye.
Like, why are you looking at me like that for? I'm a customer here. How rude!
Says the person
Well,
who swears.
You were kind of rude to her.
Well, hold on. First of all, she's a customer here. You have yet to spend any coin, which just makes you a loiterer.
Well, you know what? Maybe I don't want to spend my coin here. How about that? And the reason why I'm asking you is I bought this from another reputable dealer, and he said a love potion. Now you're saying it's something else?
Well, I mean,
he said it was an
if someone drank it, and for the next 10 minutes, you asked them to, they would do it. So he's not technically wrong.
What items do you have for sale?
Oh, a few things. I mostly, work with a consortium, so I can get a number of things. But for what's here, it's a little dependent. Like, what are you looking for?
I don't know, something that I could use?
Very broad term there.
I mean,
Magical gear.
of course,
That's what a
you came to the
magic
right place for
is.
magical gear. But tell me what kind of benefit are you looking to get?
Well, armor, weapons. I showed them my sword with the rune. Any runes?
Oh, you have a runic weapon. That's very rare. Runic weapons are not common at all. But I do have a rune.
Oh, what kind of rune?
Mind if I see yours first to see if it's different?
Squint. Sure. I'll lend it to you.
So she picks it up and looks down at the little symbol, and she can see it's clearly different. And she just asks, "What does yours do?"
I have it written right here. So I try to take my notes. A serpent. Using a bonus action, you may activate this rune. The next time you hit a creature with a rapier, they must make a DC 12 saving throw or be poisoned for 1 minute. It poisons.
A serpent rune. Interesting. A little bit on the lower end of enchantment. I'm afraid the rune I have isn't much better, but I would think it's arguably better. And she sets your blade down and picks up a little, kind of like just like a standard wooden box, and opens it up and pulls out a rune and shows it to you. This one's a little similar. How do I explain? In a similar action where you activate a bonus action, or a quick, do a little quick chant, essentially, to turn it on, a little power word. It lets you strike with a little more ferocity and a little bit of flair.
Meaning I hit harder? Or faster? Or better?
I think harder is accurate. So how it works, and then she goes into the description that it causes sound damage. So basically, once a day you could cast Thunderous Smite.
Okay. And how much is my serpent one worth?
Well, if you're willing to trade, you'd only need to pay me an extra 30 gold.
30 gold, you say?
Mm-hmm.
What about 2 copper boomerangs and the serpent talisman?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't need those. I mostly deal in gold because I, of course, need to purchase materials to make more items.
30 gold. And you said, the trade the amulet?
Yes, your serpent rune for my thunder rune.
Alright, deal.
Alright, and before she does the trade, she lets you know she's going to need an hour to perform the ritual to remove the rune, so she can set the rune for you.
Alright. So now I have to probably make a new damn rapier. God dang it.
Well, no, it's going to be the same rapier, just with a different activatable effect.
Yeah, but I'm gonna add the spell Thunder Smite to it, or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to change any kind of custom thing you got going on.
Yeah.
So she'll take care of that afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Any magical weapons or armor or anything to help? I don't know. Anything to help my eyes in the sunlight?
Eyes in the sunlight? What's wrong with your eyes?
Too bright.
too bright.
I was raised in a dark room most of my life.
Oh, you have the same trouble as the Dark Elves do.
Yes.
I can't help you with that, but there is a known scientist who I know of who just might be.
No. Fuck no.
No?
Fuck that gnome.
He's a very polite gnome.
I don't give a shit.
CJ, hold on. Let me just pause real quick, though, for the team. CJ forgot this was a thing. Woo! That's funny as hell. I forgot. That's so good. Well, perhaps one of your companions could check it out for you.
Now look at my companions. Up to them.
Okay. But, armor is very expensive. And do forgive me, but you look like the only one in your group of travelers, aside from maybe the Dragonborn, who could potentially have that coin.
What, the coin or the armor?
The coin for the armor. Magical armor is not at all a cheap commodity.
I've got some gold. Why don't you give me the price and I can see if I can match it?
What kind of armor?
I don't know, like, nothing heavy?
Are we talking something in the not-so-heavy range, like the medium-ish, or are we looking at just strictly lighter material?
Lighter, like studded leather or leather?
One moment. She trots back to a little cabinet, opens it up, and writes a little note, closes it, waits about 12 seconds, opens it back up, and instead of there being a piece of paper there, there's now a sealed letter. Opens it up, reads it.
The fuck's going on over there?
Seems like the consortium does have a suit of leather armor that allows you to be extra stealthy here and there.
I'm already pretty stealthy. Is it studded or regular?
It's regular.
I look at the tall fuck with the third eye. You need anything that makes you stealthy?
In case it's like stealth master.
Yeah, no, I'm freaking +9 stealth. I'm fine.
What if it's +9 stealth with advantage? I look back.
Yeah, so armor, just so you guys know, armor is super expensive in the magical realm. Like, you're going to be looking at least 2K for pretty much anything short of a basic business.
Shit! Never mind then. I only have 486 gold. Or 508 total if I fight everything up.
As far as weapons go, I can get certain weapons, but you have a very fine weapon right there.
What about shields?
A shield? I can take a look at some shields we have. Just looking for a standard improvement, or...
Yeah, anything to improve it, I show him my copper shield.
Okay. Okay. She goes and writes another letter, comes back. We have 3 shields.
Ooh.
One is simply better balanced. One shield allows you to essentially redirect an attack placed on you to something else within 5 feet of you once a day.
Okay.
And the last shield simply can glow at will. It'll glow any color you want.
Alright, what's the prices on the first two?
So the balanced shield, which is basically shield plus 1, is 500 gold.
Alright.
The redirecting shield is 450. And the glamorous light shield is 200 gold.
Alright. So a +1 shield or one that redirects. I'll take the redirecting shield.
Alright. She goes back, places another letter in there, and you see her walk back, and she stops short of the counter by like 5 feet, waits, and then a wooden box materializes in front of her. She opens that box, pulls the shield out, and the box folds in on itself and vanishes.
Alright. Don't know what just happened, but that's cool, I guess.
Yes. A famous wizard named Galgrins invented a very fast courier system. So that's how we transport things. And she puts the shield in front of you. The redirecting shield is a kind of, I would say it's a kite shield, but it's a little bit smaller than that. It's kind of a long triangle, and it has one side that's just a little bit more oblong than the other, and it's slightly bent. Like, instead of being flat, it's bent on one side downward, which is what provides that redirect.
Alright. So, I'm gonna say it's magic, right?
It's definitely magic.
Okay. Shield, add, equipment, and shield of redirecting, right?
Yep. And just once a day, whenever you're successfully hit by an attack, you can redirect it to another creature within 5 feet of you, and you can't use the property unless there is a creature within 5 feet of you. So if you
that's a reaction, right?
Yes.
Now, question: is it if the creature attacks me in 5 feet, can I redirect it back at them, or is it something else?
Yeah, basically, if they have a friend attacking you, you can bounce it to them. Or, I mean, if you have an ally helping you out, you can bounce it to them.
I'll just sit. I'll keep sending it to the monk. The monk can destroy the arrow.
I mean, yeah, as long as it's an attack that's focused to you, you can just bounce it to anything within 5 feet of you.
Alright, sounds good.
Shield redirecting is yours. As you said, it's reaction. I'll get you the write-up, just, for me to have in your DMs after.
I got it's similar to my own abilities. It's fine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's similar to that ability on purpose. Anyone else looking for anything?
I am looking for a quiver that can hold an untold amount of things. Something to keep things light.
Oh, that's a fairly popular enchantment. Also made popular by a famous ranger, I believe. One moment. And she does that same song and dance and comes back. We do have such a quiver. It's 250 gold.
Happily give it to you. And any arrows that have, outside of just normal arrows, any extra effects that they may produce.
I will ask for a list if we have anything. Let me get you the quiver. So she sends the paper. The quiver is delivered by the same system and is set in front of you. And you get a quiver of Alona.
Okay.
The arrow situation, they have a few different things. They have a dozen unbreakable arrows. They have half a dozen plus 1 arrows, and they have half a dozen walloping arrows.
How much for the plus 1 arrows?
Oh, for the collection, takes. Hold on, I'm sorry. It's been a minute since I've made magical arrows. I'm not sure. Let me ask the consortium.
Oh, don't fret.
So it'd be, and then because they get made in. So yeah, so the batches. Right. All right. So for them to make a dozen, yeah, I'm gonna say a dozen. No, sorry. Let's do half a bundle. So 10 arrows. That's gonna be 250. So half a dozen. So that's 125. Let's say right, 250. So 150 gold for the 6.
I can do that, and I think that's all I want for now. Thank you.
Hey CJ, Thunderous Smite, what's the spell save DC? If there's one.
Oh yes, so it's going to be the same as
12.
I think that's it. I'm going to tell you in just a sec. 13. It's DC 13. It's a little better than your prior one. Oh, real quick. So the stuff you've all got from the shop is not attunement. Of course. Come on. Promise that ring is attunement. Yep. Anyone else?
No? Maybe?
Not. Do you have anything for someone such as me or my friend here, as I point to Rye?
What do you... Well, I can see that you have some investments on you, but what do you do? And she points down to the little furry creature.
We are both monks. I am also a cleric, as well as a monk.
Okay. Up close kind of thing.
Yes.
Don't know if we have anything in particular. There was something I was working on. If you give me a moment, I'm going to go check my notes, see how close I was, or if I need anything. And she simply just waves her hand, and a book just floats up in front of her, and it opens up to a particular page as she, flutters her hand in front of it. Clearly prestidigitation. It's not anything special. As she gets to a particular page, she reads it over and then floats it down. I'm just going to go check something real quick.
You said my rapier is already attunement. Never mind.
The rapier is attunement, yeah.
But not the rune. Got it.
Well, the rune is attached to the sword, so same, you're attuned to the sword that just has the rune's benefit.
Got it.
Okay. So, I have been working on, and I think I have what I need for it, but I haven't had the reason to make them, but I was working on a set of bracers that would basically make you hit a little bit harder with your unarmed strikes.
Oh. I look down at Rye. Would that be something you are interested in, Rye?
Make me better fighter?
Yes.
Better monk?
Yes.
Ooh. Sounds interesting.
So, the good news is that they don't need anything super special to make, so they won't be as expensive as normal. 400 gold, and I can give you a set of bracers as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. How much?
She kind of smiles and she's like, 400 gold.
Don't want it.
Is it too much? Do you not have enough?
Well, what if I need it later?
If you do not have enough, I will help you.
Mm. Can you bring it down?
Oh, well, I could, but the thing is that you would need to go get me the materials yourself, which could take a lot more time. I mean, it just depends on how quickly you can find what I need.
What do you need?
The bracers are forged of adamantine. That's pretty much what I would need, and it's not a common metal by any means.
Ah.
Know what that is.
It's a super hard metal.
I pull out a platinum. Like this?
No, that's a soft metal. It's kind of like steel, but better.
How do you value information?
I don't steal.
Depends on how I could apply it.
I was going to see how you value the information of the ones who came before, since I dive in those places.
Again, it would have to be some really good arcane information.
I'll have to check to see what I have. But carry on.
How about Batani kind of looks over at Rye, and Batani's ears kind of go down a little bit, and pulls out another piece. One of the other pieces that she saved from her backstory, CJ.
Mm-hmm.
One of the extra pieces of moonstone that she had gotten.
Oh.
And she places it down. This came from my goddess specifically to me.
She looks at you.
As I point to my amulet, I have a piece of the same moonstone in my symbol.
I see. And she pulls up a strange-looking kind of like clockwork type of machine, and sets this like glass dome over it that has all these gears and stuff off to the side. And she switches it up, and it starts making a bunch of clicking sounds and ticking and all the gear motions that clocks make. And she's looking down at it as these lenses switch these different colors as she watches it. It's fairly valuable. It's not. I mean, it is special. It's definitely a component for something I could make. I mean, I don't have anything specific for it, but I could definitely use it.
would this lower the price of her bracers?
Oh, I see. Yes. Oh. And she kind of thinks a moment, just kind of like debating the actual value of the stone versus the value it could bring if it's applied properly. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna say that this stone has the potential to match essentially on its own what the bracers could do. In conjunction with some other stuff, it could be enhanced beyond that. It's a rare material. Not necessarily valuable, but it is rare. To arcanists, of course, it's valuable to arcanists, not to anyone else. I will trade you the stone for the bracers.
Connie looks over at Rye and then looks back to her. Very well.
Very well.
But what about you?
It is fine.
So,
we are traveling together. It is better to make sure that we all are able to do as we need to do.
So
and if you are able to do what you do even better than you do now, then it is well worth it.
So she hands over these bracers after pulling them from not the Galder's box, but a different lock box she had in her area. She sets them on the table to, so that Rye can pick them up. And they have a silhouette of a kind of like I want to say like a monk doing kind of like a roundhouse kick, kind of like midair, and then all around it is this beautiful wreathing of, I want to say leaves. It's like obviously it's kind of a silver and metal, with ever so faintly the kind of green olive tint, which is how you know it's authentic adamantine.
Mm-hmm.
And the bracers are attunement. I'll get you the full workup, but essentially they give you +2 damage to all of your unarmed strikes.
Oh.
You hit like a truck. Boom.
I make them go boom. Won't make them paste, but will make them hurt.
Now, just out of curiosity, because you all came in here, and of course the Dragonborn got me interested, do you all have anything rare? Something others usually wouldn't have?
Yes.
I have something from a rune dive that I currently use, but I can let you take a look, and you seem to be having the connections of where this information may be applied. I cannot let you keep the item, though.
That is fine.
I'll simply bring out my little hilt of the bow. Nice covered. Speak a single word in Draconic and have it be a nice great bow on the counter.
Oh, interesting.
Take a look, take the notes you need, and you can probably figure out who can make another.
Hey, Primus, turn around! I try to take the great sword off his back.
Let me see you get those hops. Yeah, he's 8 feet tall.
I jump on his back.
Yeah, alright, you can climb up there. In Primus, that's a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Still limited to 2 rings, but yes.
I drag the great. I drag the great sword over to the counter.
Okay, yeah. So, oh, that's right. The moon touched greatsword.
Oh, let me go into my Primus inventory, and there you go.
Yeah, the claymore. Yeah. Yeah. So it's basically just a greatsword that glows consistently. So she's actually super interested in the bow, but she takes a moment whenever you set the sword down, not to be unprofessional, so she doesn't stay too lost for a moment. It's a common enchantment on a weapon. What were you hoping to get out of that?
What's your offer?
Well, I know what it cost me to make it. And it's in great shape. As, magic items usually are.
Best I can do is 80.
80?
No,
Zia is being facetious.
Oh.
It's got a nice shine to it. Obviously took good care of it.
I hear it's touched by the moon.
But
You know how rare that is?
I gotta make a profit on it in the end. I'm making fun of Pawn Stars if you aren't getting it.
Yeah. I got you. That's pretty much, how the world works. Let's see here.
I know your great grandmother died for this, but the best I can do is 50.
Yeah.
The scooter was on the Mayflower.
There we go. Get my table here. Right. So.
Also, this just turned into a shopping episode, huh?
Yeah, I guess it did. I didn't mean for that.
It did. But
This is Gex' fault, probably.
more or less. Gex wants everything, so we turned it into
And we still have half the trip to go through. This trip is gonna take forever.
Don't worry, we're gonna hit up every shop we find along the way.
So, to craft this kind of weapon, she lets you know basically you don't need anything super special for it, just basically special powders and gem dust, such and whatever. It costs her about 100 gold to craft an item that just glows consistently, so she'll offer you 50.
Whoa. It costs you 100 to make, but how much do you sell it for?
Well, no. The cost is kind of built in. Like, it actually cost me something around 50, but the other 50 is my time.
So you're telling me you take a greatsword that's already cost 50 and add an attachment, and all you charge is an extra 50 on top of the regular 50 for the greatsword? What is even your profit margin there?
50 gold. It's
No, that's for your time. You're basically selling it at cost.
That's not true.
That is true.
No.
Oh, it is a simple enchantment.
The sword itself costs 50. You say your time costs 50, so you're selling 100 gold. So where's your profit?
Well, the materials are 50. It takes me probably.
Okay, so what are you making out of your time if the materials and the sword is 50 each?
Gex, I think you're thinking too much into this.
Yeah, So, look, the common items, they don't have a lot of value.
It's just a sword that glows. I don't think
So you're telling me you'll pay me for the sword that glows 50 so I can buy a sword that doesn't glow for 50? You're out of your fucking mind. I walk out.
Oh my.
Well,
Even I can't put a positive spin on that. That was just outrageous.
Oh shit! I see what you're saying because it actually costs.
Yeah.
50 gold.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea they cost that much. Yeah, but apparently, for magical item creation, it costs 100 gold.
Yeah.
but yeah, no. What's done is done. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already done. Gex already left the room.
Let's say it's 100 gold to add the enchantment, so 150 gold. So she'll offer you 75.
I already left. It's too late.
Okay.
Your bad practices made me
Right.
mad.
Didn't even see that. Okay, yeah. Just assumed it was like 25 gold or something. Okay. So Gex leaves.
Dragging the fucking greatsword.
That weighs as much as him.
Batani will place the book on the table.
With the notes from Lathenthal?
Yes.
Okay. She opens the book up and takes a look at the notes, and she thumbs through it a little bit more, reads more on the notes. And as you see, the more she turns and reads, the more just like she gets this face that's like equal parts concerned and just like, why would someone do this? Okay, this is some dark stuff.
We found it.
You found it. You just tripped over this.
More or less.
Where? And she's literally just like up in arms.
Batani gives a brief description of how they came upon the book.
A living plant that created plant zombies.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, plants are already living. It was more the fact that they are creating necromancy. That's interesting.
Oh, God.
I do still have this, and she pulls out one of the bulbs that is still in the vial.
You have a sample.
Yes. We use this between me and Primus here to make the antidote for the poison.
One moment. And she skitters away. And then she comes skittering back and places a book on the table. I will give you this. It's a book. It's going to be very useful for anyone, realistically. In trade for your book, and at least one of those bulbs.
What is this book?
Roll a 1d6.
Okay. You know what? I give you my will dice. I'll use my will die. I get a blue one.
Okay.
5.
Are we leaving?
The title. We are about. I think you guys are about ready to wrap up.
I gotcha.
Okay. So. I guess you're getting the bulb, so maybe I'll. Okay, listen. The book itself permanently raises someone's. You could say makes them wiser.
Oh.
Yeah, Christy just fell out of her chair. That was such a revelation.
No, that's Mittens knocking over stuff.
I could hear it from in here. I was like, damn, that was a crash.
Erica.
Maybe Erica gets something out of it after all.
And hold on. One more thing. Because I'll be honest.
The book's cursed.
The bulb, please. The bulb it's a little extra. It gives me a real life sample to kind of look at. So, and she pulls this pendant up. It has it's a one of the it's like a Mexican fire opal, embedded in this kind of mittens. Fuck.
Embedded in the mittens, fuck. Okay, that is a very good book.
So the pendant is a black kind of starlit metal, and it has this red fire opal in the center of it, and she sets that down on there.
But does it come with the cat?
Well, what does this do?
Well, the book, as I mentioned, will make someone wiser forever, and as far as I'm aware, can be reused every very long time. But the pendant is also very special. We don't need to get familiar with it. You can just put it on. Anyone can benefit from this. It makes you do something a little bit better, but if you're already doing it well enough, it makes you succeed.
But Tawny looks very confused.
Through a series of conversations, she breaks down for you that the charm will allow you to add a 1d4 to a natural roll that you make before any other modifiers are applied, and if the d4 lists the dice's results to a 20, it's treated as a natural 20.
Oh. Yeah. I say that will be fine if everybody else is. Well, we can't really ask Gex, but I think it is acceptable.
I can stack the dice more. My favorite with that.
Done. And she takes the book and the bulb and places it in a chest, locks it, comes back.
I take the book and I take the necklace and I look at Keza. You have not gotten anything through this endeavor, so here you go.
What are you giving me?
The amulet.
The Book of Wisdom.
No. No. The cleric gets the Book of Wisdom. All right.
So.
I mean, it's not like I can benefit from that.
So what's it called? It's like a.
He'll send it to you.
And how much?
I didn't. I have a name. Hold on, it's in my notes. I think it's like the Fate Found Pendant or something like that.
Now, CJ, question: is this the normal tome?
The Fate Weave Pendant. Fate Weave Pendant.
Yeah, that's definitely a U.
So it's exactly like the I just can't remember the name of it. It's the wisdom increasing book, so it increases your maximum to 22, increases your normal stat by 2 to a maximum of 22.
Okay,
and all items that give you a +2 that stay to a max of 20 is increased to a max of 22 because that book breaks the rules.
Got it.
All right, time to get lucky and then dip into Divination Wizard.
I have one of those in another campaign. I piss off the DM so much.
But I take the thing and I'm like, oh, well, you certainly didn't need to give me something as precious as this.
I believe you will benefit from it.
Oh, and how much does she want to give me for just the information?
Well, the information on the bow is like she's interested in it. She doesn't have time to like lore it out right now, but she does seem to be very intrigued by the composition. You can tell it's something to her that she hasn't quite seen. Like ice weapons, of course, they've been around. She's seen ice, like magical ice before, but what's weird about this bow because the interior has that kind of consuming light. Like when you're looking at this bow, even in bright light, it's this icy exterior with this black interior that you can't quite make out. And it's not a traditional darkening effect, so she's perplexed and intrigued.
Okay. Yeah. Depends. Are we spending a night at the inn here, or are we just gonna head out?
Yes. No, I believe we need to stay the night. I think Keza here has had a letter or before we had left the small village. So I believe you need to be here, correct?
No, I need to be in Luxian.
Well, you got a letter for here.
Oh, it's for here?
Yeah, so you're
The sneaking person snuck something in your pocket?
Well, yeah, I knew that. I thought it was for Luxian.
Yeah, so Sneaky Girl wanted you to be in Luxland. You're here now because of timeline reasons, and she just so happens to have, presumably from the cloak that you watched her drop into, essentially, flutter out, and you kind of noticed it was the same material. So, assumably, it's the same person for here.
Could be anyone in a fucking fancy cloak, but yeah. Alright, fair enough. I didn't realize that's what it was.
Yeah, so it's for here.
I did, that's why. That's why I said something.
So yeah, the Glass Torch Tavern is right here in Greenridge.
Also, I didn't tell anyone about the letter.
No, the original letter. Vitani thinks it was for here. So.
Also could have been player speak.
But yeah, what time does this shop close? I can come after hours if you want to take detailed notes on it when you're less busy.
Oh, I'm gonna need it overnight. If you wouldn't mind.
Oh, as long as you return it.
Of course. It will be here. I'm not trying to start trouble with the guard here. I have a good thing going.
I'll see you tomorrow morning then. Right.
Yes, sir. Would you all excuse me for a moment? And she kind of walks back with the bow, like after dematerializing it so it's just the hilt. Securely, again, locks it up in one of those chests, and then comes back. Would there be anything else?
I believe that is all.
Fantastic. Well, I'll see you in the morning, Mr. Dragonborn. And
you can call me Cathend, or you can call me Jim, whichever is easier for you.
Jim it is. Have a good day.
You as well.
You all exit, and she will actually begin looking at that bow pretty immediately. But yes, so Vitani, you acquired the Wisdom Book, and Keza now has the Fate Weave pendant. Bracers of Brawling, yeah, lots of good stuff. Alright, anything else you guys wanted to do in the city before the evening?
The Zia thing?
Do the Zia thing?
Gex is gonna do his own thing.
Guys, the Zia thing is at 9 p.m. I'm asking you, before the night set, like, you know.
Oh, then no. I'm good.
Unless
there's
Next,
a temple to my goddess, then I would like to go. I'll go there by myself.
Yeah. There's definitely a temple of Saloon.
Yeah, then she would head there. She would tell everybody, I am heading to the temple.
Yep.
Gex just stormed off. He's gonna go to the nearest dive bar. The
I would
cheapest place.
suggest someone find our angry friend.
We can go collect him.
Thank you.
But CJ, I would like to go to the nearest dive bar. How much is it for a normal thing of ale? For a person?
It's like a silver. I mean, no, sorry. It's like a copper. It's like super cheap.
Alright, with 20 gold, I'd like to go to the nearest dive bar. Pay 20 gold for everybody to get the free drinks for the rest of the night. Then I'd like to arrange a fighting contest for the sword. If that's possible.
You're trying to sell the sword for its actual value?
No. I'm gonna go to a dive bar, get everybody fucking drunk, and then suggest a tournament of fisticuffs for the sword.
Okay. Pretty sure that's where we're gonna pick up next week.
When do we do Zia's thing tonight?
Zia's will. Here's the thing. It's almost 10 o'clock here.
Yeah, as much as I would love to do it now, honestly, I kind of want the session to end right now because because I have
work in the morning.
Well, not in the morning, but I haven't slept very well lately, and freaking my tummy's not feeling too good either.
Yeah.
Also, Kirsty has to be awake in 6 hours.
Just so I don't have to spend too much time with the person us leaving, how much gold or what would be said when we leave, so I just jot it all down now.
So when you come back in the morning, you mean?
Yeah. Just so I don't have to dwell on that next session.
Yeah, no, we won't dwell on it. I'm gonna PM you because there's, I was curious if you were gonna ask about it, and since you are, you're gonna get some info about it that's related to what you're searching for.
Yep.
So
and I'm more
I'll
willing to give her the information I have as well.
Yeah.
For what I'm searching for.
Freaking, we could do it. That stuff in the downtime chat, CJ. But then again, you're not very reliable on that. I don't know.
Hey, I'm off for the next, 3 days, so I'll be available.
Get it? Because Erica gives a hard time for it.
Come on, quit giving him a hard time. The old man needs to do his work and stuff.
He knows.
I will say this. The past couple days, CJ was very good at replying.
Real quick, though, right before you guys leave, she does say, hold on, one moment.
Yes.
Do none of you have the ability to identify items?
Nope.
No,
Not magic.
I am a cleric of the Twilight.
I can tell you if it's an item. Yep, that's an item.
If you would like, I can, for depending on what I find with this bow, if it's valuable, the consortium has some items that identify things for you. If it is of value, perhaps you would like a wand of identifying.
That would be very helpful.
I will speak with Jem in the morning about its value, And if it warrants it, I will gift him such a wand.
Very well. Much appreciated.
So, you guys, anything else you'd like to do really for the day we can cover in downtime over the week? Where we're going to finish up tonight, though. We're going to say we all, you guys, I mean, if you have any other place you'd prefer to stay, you could, but I'm going to assume you guys gather up at the Glass Torch.
Nah, I got my dive bar.
Right. Okay, so you're at the.
We might find him in jail, or we might find.
I'm gonna make tall fucks fight.
Yep. I'll come up with a name for a dive bar.
All right.
All right. So let me just make sure I got all the items here. All right. So you guys got the Bracers of Brawling, the Fate Weave Pendant, the Wisdom Book. I'm still brain farting on. The Shield of Redirecting, the Ring of the Owl Champion, the Potion of Agreement.
Tome of Understanding is what it's called.
Tome of Understanding. Then you got the Minor Healing Potion.
Yep.
Did you guys get anything else?
The other potion.
Potion of Agreement, and then the Minor Healing Potion.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, wait, there's 50 more items.
All right. I'll make sure I get all the write-ups over to you guys tonight, probably. And once I have all this punched in, we'll be all set.
Awesome.
Right. Peace.
Good night, guys.
Oh, what kind of piece?
Piece of this dick.
Weird that it changed.